Peugeot was the first company to build a car assembly plant in Nigeria.
This is the Peugeot, winner of the 2 major African rallies. Again.
By that time, the Nigerian economy was good. This was in the year 1975. $1 was not up to 1 naira. It was about 62 kobo. An average civil servant then could buy a brand new car or take up a government loan for a car.
When the road gets rough, don't forget, you're driving a winner.
Volkswagen would later come to Nigeria to build their own car assembly plant in Lagos. Nigerians were driving brand new cars then, and 20,000 naira could still build a good house. Back then, Nigerians can go to the Ministry of Labour office in Ikeja to ask for jobs. Remember, Lagos was still the capital of Nigeria.
My name is Peter, can you hear me?
How long have you been looking for work?
I'm looking for a job at 2 years from age now.
What type of work do you want to do?
I'm looking mechanic or any type of job.
It was during those years, in May 1973, that the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) was established, and the first set of corps members were reported to be paid about 60 naira monthly, an amount enough to cater for their well-being. Back then, a return ticket from Lagos to London and back to Lagos cost a total of about 390 naira. By 1980, instead of the 62 kobo that dollar was in 1975, it went down further to 54 kobo, meaning that $1,000 then was about 540 naira. It was during this time in July 1980 that Mercedes started producing trucks in Enugu. They called the factory Anamco, Anambra Motor Manufacturing Company. Back then, Enugu was the capital of Anambra State. It was in 1991 that more states were created in Nigeria, and Enugu became the capital city of the new Enugu state. This was the same year that Kogi and Delta states were created. Then, in December that same year of 1991, that was when Abuja became the capital of Nigeria. I know what you are thinking. How did we get to here? From producing cars, driving brand new cars, to now, we are struggling to import fairly and unfairly used cars, accidented cars. Remember, before Nigeria got her independence in 1960, agriculture was the major trade in the country. Apart from the groundnuts in the north, cocoa was exported from western Nigeria, and palm oil was in abundance in the east. Although by then, crude oil was already discovered in Nigeria, in a town called Olo Ibiri, which is today in Bayelsa State. That was in the year 1956, 4 years before Nigeria became independent. But even with the oil, agriculture was still the major export from Nigeria. World oil trade then was dominated by a group called OPEC, Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, and Nigeria was not a member then. Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, and Iran were among the biggest exporters of oil in this group. It was in 1971 that Nigeria then joined OPEC to have some control over oil trade. 2 years after Nigeria joined, in 1973, something unexpected happened. War broke out between the Arab states and Israel. This war was called the Yom Kippur War or the Ramadan War. It was in October 1973, during the